Hi, welcome to valuationpodcast.com, a podcast and video series about all things related to business and valuation. My name is Melissa Gragg, and I provide online divorce, valuation, and mediation services in St. Louis, Missouri. Today, we will discuss divorce finances, tracing marital assets and separate property with Beth Garrett and Bob Boyd. Bob Boyd is a family law attorney in Atlanta, Georgia, and co-founder of Boyd, Collar, Nolen, Tuggle, and Roddenbery. Bob is a leader in family law who has received recognition from his colleagues across Georgia and the nation for his work in high net worth divorce litigation and contested custody cases. Beth Garrett is a lawyer and accountant in Atlanta, Georgia. She's also a partner in the Divorce Litigation Support Practice at Frazier Deeter, primarily assisting high net worth individuals and corporate executives with divorce, tax, and accounting issues. She helps people through mediation and works with divorce lawyers through all financial aspects of litigation and child support matters. She's also a valuation expert and has a credential. Welcome, Beth and Bob. How are you? When we're really going to court, who has the, like if I just want to, let's go back to my same example. Like I have this separate stuff, Bob, just to go tell them. It's just separate. Like tell them they need to prove that it's not separate. Like, is that how this works, or who really has to prove that it's separate?
Well, it's actually just the opposite. If you're making a claim that you have separate assets, you have the burden of proof of establishing that. And that's where I call Beth, say, got something you need to do. And that's what her role, one of her primary roles becomes, to prove it's separate.
I would add, though, that more and more, I think, and we have a couple cases in Georgia where the only evidence that was introduced is one party saying it's my separate because I say it's my separate. And the judge was like, that's all I've got to go on. So I'm going to say that it's separate. So that I get called just as much on the other side that says they're claiming all this is separate and we don't think they're going to do anything about it, but we can't take the chance that we're going to go to court and that's all they have to go on. So we need you to prove it's marital. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely the burden of proof is yours to prove that it's separate, but we're going to be prepared on the other side. Yeah. And so if I can clearly show, or not even clearly, if I have to do a ton of work to show that it is absolutely not separate, we're gonna do that.
Yeah, she's right. I mean, in reality, we're not going to walk into a mediation or into the courtroom not having looked into as the person trying to defeat the separate property claim. We're not going to walk in just hoping the judge enforces the legal burden of proof. We're going to be there ready to say, here's why it's not separate.
Right. Well, and even I've been involved in cases where, we proved the separate or marital nature of the assets or the investments, and they would just testify. They're like, you know what? And even the party could testify and say, Judge, I had it when we got married. And, I don't think that is really good proof. But again, in a courtroom, just from my experience, it doesn't necessarily matter if everybody has done it the exact proper way. And I think that's the frustrating part, is that, you can do it the exact proper way that you feel is very relevant and looking at all the information. And the other side could just like, well, here's a statement from 1955 that says that there was 3 shares of this. And you're like, what does this even prove? Right?